Hello, this is Amanda from WVGamers, and we have Subliminal with us today to discuss their game, Button City. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with us today. Could you tell us a little bit about the history of the company?
I came up with uh, the names of Subliminal Gaming because of my user tag at the time. And then we technically founded like in 2012, but didn't really do anything for a super long time. It was really just like kind of a side project type of deal. And we released a game back in 2015 called Sky Pets, which came out for iOS and Android, which was a game about pets falling from the sky and you had to dodge obstacles. It was kind of like the anti-platformer. Um, and then starting in, I guess, 2017 or 2018, we went into production with Button City officially, where we got a lot of interest with it and we were able to go full-time indie game development in 2019, where Shunin and I were able to also bring on two other members onto the team as well.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
So with Button City, I saw some similarities to Animal Crossing. Was that one of the influences for Button City, or what type of game kind of influenced your creation of it?
Oh, Animal Crossing is definitely an influence. When when the game first started, it was kind of just a little art project that I was working on by myself. And the first things in the game that I created were the little fox and a little house for him, because I really love Animal Crossing and I love that all the characters have their own little house. And I just wanted to make a little diorama and a little place for the little fox to live. It's and it eventually turned into a full-on game, but it started off as kind of an Animal Crossing inspired art project.
Awesome. Yeah. Like when I was looking at it, I was like, man, this looks like what Animal Crossing could potentially be if they would include like the arcade games for your villagers to participate in with you.
Yeah, and I kind of based it off of the low poly style from the original Animal Crossing, but kind of like the feels that you would get if you played like the nostalgia feeling of seeing it now and with new eyes, you know. I don't know, I wanted to play around with kind of like the graphics and the low poly aspect of it.
Yeah. And then what about Sky Pets? Like what was your influence for that game?
So Skypass has its whole story where it was technically a sequel. We made a game called Skycat, which we released on Xbox Live Indie Games, which we made in like a week, and we just wanted to see what it was like to put something on a console. That was a lot of fun. It was just like a fun little thing, and the um, that started out just as like, oh, what would it be like to have a game where you're just like falling out of an airplane or something like that, and then Shundeen put a veneer of cuteness on it with cats and all these things. Uh, Sky Pets turned into like we wanted to like make it just bigger, better, and just more fun, where you could create your own pets and everything. Unfortunately, it's not available at the moment. We might do something again with it later, but um, uh, honestly, it's a really fun little game. So if somebody has it on their phone, like just borrow it. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah, I was actually looking for it today when I was doing a little bit of research. I was like, that looks really cute, and I tried to find it and I couldn't.
Yeah, what ended up happening was there was like a transition period with like Unity and with Apple and like all these things where it like broke a lot of stuff, but we also had day jobs, so unfortunately we just weren't able to like get back to it and work on getting it up to speed with like the requirements that are now needed. But we'll get back to it eventually, but all of our focus is now on like Button City.
Yeah. So with Button City, when are you aiming for that one to release? Is it going to be sometime early 2021?
So our official stance is soon. We're trying to keep it a little vague, mostly just so that we don't promise a date. But yeah, I mean soon. You'll have it really really soon.
Okay. Um, is there one thing that you'd like to convey to our audience about the game Button City?
Yeah, I guess it's kind of the tone of it is really about like uh friendship and bringing together a community and like just trying to save the things that you love and like kind of pushing each other to like um like even if you're rivals or if you're mad at each other and all these things, like you could still come together to like really help each other out and like make things better for everybody. On top of like that cuteness that Shanine really, really brought to it. Like I think I think that's like a strong message that we want to kind of send
Hmm.
with the game.
I
Awesome.
think another thing, something that's not completely apparent that we haven't been able to convey very well is that the game's actually pretty funny. There are a lot of jokes sprinkled in everywhere. The characters are really silly and a lot of has a lot of dad jokes, I think.
Which is
Um,
odd because I'm the one writing it and I am not a father.
yeah, we
Although
get
I'm a cat dad, so
we
I
that's
was
fine.
gonna
a
say,
lot
are
of
you
that.
at least a fur parent?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what type of animals do you have then?
We have two cats. One is a long-haired black cat named Berlioz, and the other one is a short-haired muted calico, and her name's Auburn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're both strays. We picked them up
Oh,
by Ryan's parents' house and took them in.
oh, that's the best type. We have two labs, a yellow and a black lab. Both are rescues, and then we have five cats. One we adopted as twins from a shelter, but his twin passed away last year, and then the other four are my co-founder, my boyfriend. His mom's cats. When she passed away, we took them in. So
Sweet. Like that you have like so many fur babies around you, you know?
yeah, but there's so much fur. Oh my goodness.
I totally
I
understand.
understand.
But yeah, like we were really drawn by like when we were making Button City, Splatoon 2 came out around that time and Overwatch was a little bit bigger, at least like in terms of like local scenes. And we were going to like local tournaments and like we're already part of like the game developer community, but like being part of like these other game-centric communities like um where it's really about like just hanging out, having fun, maybe competing a little bit. So a lot of that was also like kind of entrenched into the game where it's really about like, oh, that kid over there, he's like kind of a jerk, but he's like a softie at heart, and he'll actually like stick up for you if like anything like goes bad or anything. And it's just really about like like building these friendships and like this little community and stuff like that. Um, yeah, so that's where uh like I guess some of the influence that we got, at least for the story,
Oh yeah,
came
and
into
going to the
play.
arcade.
Oh, and then going to the arcade.
Round one opened up near us while we were kind of like in the early stages of developing the story. And it was really captivating, just like going, we were becoming regulars, and there are a ton of other regulars hanging out at the arcade all the time. And you'd kind of get into these like little cliques and see communities form around it. So that was definitely a huge influence for some of the stuff we were writing around the Button City arcade.
Yeah, and Shanine's like probably the number one. I don't even know what game you play there.
Oh, Cross Beats Around Sunrise.
Yeah, she's probably the number one player on that, and then I got to like the top 10 leaderboard on Maximum Tune 5. Um, so yeah, we we were really well. It was quite a coincidence that an arcade opened up while we were making a game about an arcade, and it definitely like helped us like push into that I guess community.
Nice. So how long did it take you to create Button City then?
So your art test started back in like 2017 or 2016 because we were doing like a different game, right?
Oh yeah. So it kind of has a it's been going on for a long time, but we didn't officially start development until 20.
2018, I would say, because like we showed like a small little prototype where you could go between like the houses and maybe like talk to like a character when we were on our honeymoon in Japan at the Tokyo Indies meetup, but that was like still super early. Um, but like where I kind of see where development actually started was like 2018, because that's when we were actually like forming the story, and it was like, okay, we're going like actual production into this instead of it being like, oh, this might be something that we do in like a month or two and
Yeah.
just kick it out the door. But Button City proper didn't start till like I would say like once we got back from Japan and like chilled out from all the wedding planning and getting married and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think that's when we decided like we're making this into a game, and before it was just kind of like a little prototype that we had around.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share with our audience that you'd like included in our article?
I don't know. That's a good question. So we have the demo out now for PAX Online. It's a limited time demo for PAX, but we'll also be back for um, the Steam Autumn event. We also have ButtonCon going on right now, which is our little, um, I guess, in-universe convention. Since we didn't get to go to any place in real life, we wanted to celebrate somehow with like creating a virtual booth of our own in addition to the one that we have at PAX. And there you could download a bunch of free wallpapers. You can download the Rules of Tough, which is a zine that you could print out and fold for yourself. You can also download a papercraft model of Fennel, the main character, and fold it up and have a little physical um, Fennel Fox at home. And then we have a stretchy face mini game and a personality quiz, and you can vote for your own stuff. Like we have a bunch of stuff. So
Yeah.
in short, go to buttoncitygame.com/buttoncon to find out more.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of insight with your company Subliminal, as well as this really cute Button City game. I hope everyone gets to check it out because it looks really cute.
Okay, thank you. I guess like as like a quick caveat, like the demo's contents are all original in terms of like story and stuff. So if you wanted to get like the full Button City experience, make sure to play the demo because you'll unlock an item that goes into the main game and also original story. So yeah, that I think that's like all the um, I guess info dump stuff that needed to be said.
Yeah. So is Button City just going to be straight to Steam? Is it going to go to any other consoles?
We'll announce other platforms soon. We're still working on stuff on our end, but yeah, once we have an official announcement, we'll let you know.
Awesome. Sounds good. Well, just shoot me over an email or message me on Discord for that.
For sure, definitely.
All right. Well, thank you again. This has been really very informative.
And thank you for interviewing us. It's really exciting just being able to talk to people about the game.
Yeah, it's so weird not being like face to face with people this year. Like I had such big plans of going to different conventions this year and they all canceled.
And the only one that we get to go to is like GDC in the past, but this was going to be like our first PAX, and we didn't
Mhm.
get to do it.
Oh, I know. We made a booth kit and everything. We ordered signs, and it was gonna look really awesome.
Oh.
That's okay. We'll be able to go to another one soon, and even if the game is out, we'll maybe have a booth presence just because we're like we want to for fun. I don't
Exactly.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
That and being around those cute little animals, come on, that's gonna make everyone happy during a convention.
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Well, cool. Yeah. If you have any other questions, like feel free to like ask, or you could always shoot us an email with any additional follow-ups.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, though.
Yeah. Thank you.
You guys have a good evening.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.